Oh, this is not a good thing. All right. So, first doofus. First doofus. All right. Sorry. I'm reading two live moves, first doofus. And so yeah. All right. I am outdoors. So my whatever this is called, signal may or may not be good. So if I sound like a robot right now, y'all need to let me know. Because I know I was just playing online previously with DJ and he was saying I was uh that freezing thing. Yeah, I'm not actually freezing right now as far as I know. All right, so hi everyone. It is 9 p.m. on a Saturday night. So what does that mean? It is Suicide Prevention Saturday. And for all of those who are going to ask, what's that? That's our sauna. It's a barrel sauna and very cool. Thank you for all that. That it sounds great. Yay! And it looks good for right now. All right. So yes, before everyone else wants to. So Mr. Berger is saying yes, he is the first doofus. All right. Suicide Prevention Saturday because it's Saturday night. So every 2 out of 3 gun deaths you hear about when they talk about all the gun deaths out there, every 3 is a suicide. So if we are looking, if that was a bear trap, that would be a really honking big bear. Because I've seen bear traps. It's way bigger than a bear trap. We can put 4 of us in there. And then I don't know how good the audio is, but the thing that sounds like a giant cat in the background, that's actually our neighbor's peacocks. So 2 out of 3. We know that stat. As gun owners, it's super important because when people say, why don't you want to save lives? You can just say back to them, why don't you care about mental health in America? Because not only gun deaths are impacted by suicide and suicide prevention efforts, but all the other people who are having a hard time. A friend of mine just had to talk someone out of a noose. So, yes, guns are not the only way that people commit suicide. There's poison, there's cutting, there's all sorts of fun stuff, overdoses, that sort of stuff. So, if we as the gun community want to show other people how we have a large heart, that we care about people, we talk about. Sorry. For those of you on the Facebook side, I am laughing at the honking bears, the most rare bear of all. So, um, so yeah, we want to show people as gun owners that we do have big hearts and we do care about lives. And this is why every Saturday night, y'all come on and join me and we talk about something. So, number 1, we have a heart. We don't want to see anyone die. Number 2, suicide is growing in America. Our teens and our preteens have been the hardest hit since 2013. The numbers of teens and preteens that have committed suicide over the past decade, or almost a decade, has done nothing but grow. We have a mental health crisis in our state, in our country, in the world, probably, but I only know about America's stats. So, what can we do about it? Well, number 1, wait a second. How dare I upstage Trump? 5 Mile or Smile? Okay. How did I upstage Trump? I would like to know that one. Is he on somewhere right now? But this is my time. This is 9 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday. If that's what I'm doing, I don't even know. So anyway, I said I would try to pretend not to pay attention to this. All right. Big hearts, 2 out of 3. Let's prevent suicide, mental health. How do we do that? All right, the screen's going to go wonky here for just a sec while I switch screens. So, for those of you who have never seen this before, walkthetalkamerica.org, bridging the gap between mental health and responsible firearms owners. I am pretty sure I can have DJ drop that in the link. And for those of you on Facebook, I will drop it later. So, one of the things we talk about with Walk the Talk America is gun owners are afraid to get mental health because they don't want their guns taken away. Plenty of clinicians don't know how to talk to gun owners because sometimes they think that they're supposed to take their guns away. So Walk the Talk America gives you resources right here because that's usually what people call me for. And culture competence classes. This is for actual therapists, right? And they actually get their medical certificates for the hours used, because therapists, just like doctors, have to get so many hours of training every single year. What else is there? Oh, the free screenings. This is what I was looking for. Over here are your free screenings. If you think someone might be having a problem, you can go ahead and take a mental health test. Now, to be fair, they have a boatload of choices here. So if you're worried about depression, psychosis, PTSD, ADHD, so on and so forth, this is a free resource. So additional free resources that we have for you guys. Mental health from CVS. It's part of their Minute Clinic. One of my friends, Mike, what's his name? Bellinger. There we go. On Facebook side. He's the one who let me know about this. And it just says right here, let's stop, ask, and listen to each other. So CVS in your area may have services available to you. And lastly, because I don't want to go back to my regular screen until I get through all this, QPR, question, persuade, refer. And this is the training I've taken in the past. Excuse me. And the question is, are you going to hurt yourself? Do you think you're going to hurt yourself? Are you considering suicide? If the answer to that question is yes, persuade them to get help. And then have stuff like Walk the Talk America or 211 in your quiver as far as where you can refer them to. All right, it's going to get wonky again. Hold, please. Ta-da! All right, we're back in my backyard. So, hope that all works. Hope that all came across well. DJ, thanks for dropping the links on the YouTube side. Like I said, those of you watching on Facebook, I will try to remember to put them on the Facebook side. Or maybe Jonathan wants to help me, since I saw him over there as well. So, there you have it. Resources. Gun owners have big hearts. Mental health is certainly an issue in America today. People are losing their stuff all the time. People are mad, upset, angry, don't know how to deal with people who don't have the same opinion of them. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. I think it's been a while since I've seen you here live and in person. Now, since we're talking about the bears and I hear stuff in the woods behind me, I'm like, yeah, hopefully the bear trap will get them. So anyway, all right. 8 minutes. Do we have anything more to talk about? Does anybody else want to talk about anything? Oh, as I'm getting eaten alive. So, gun owners, what are we going to do? We're going to start pushing for mental health awareness. We're going to talk to people about actually saving lives. Because, like I said, guns are only one way that people commit suicide. And as gun owners, if we can help push the mental health conversation, not saying that every mass shooter has mental health issues, but actually talk about mental health in general prior to or before any additional shootings have occurred. Yeah, I have a gun, so don't worry about critters behind you. Sometimes I have a gun, not always though. And guns and barbecue. Oops, wait, wrong one. As far as the answer to what? If your answer is, I don't know. Are you talking about if someone asks you, are you ready to commit suicide? Or are you considering it? The answer is maybe, maybe not. No. If someone asks you if you're ready to commit suicide or you're considering it, you can actually answer honestly, because according to the QPR training, roughly 80% of adults have considered at one point or another of taking their own lives. And it doesn't mean that you so I'll tell you how it goes, right? So I went in counseling when I was a teen, and the counselor said, are you considering suicide? I'm like, I have in the past. She's like, okay. And then she's like, do you have a plan? I'm like, yes, I have a plan. And they're like, okay. you should probably go get checked in. And I'm like, I didn't understand why, because I'd had a plan for many, many years and I had never actually done anything with the plan. Sorry, I have to get the mosquitoes. The bears may not eat me, but the mosquitoes might carry away. Although I don't live in Maine, so it could be actually much worse. So once they decided I actually had a plan on how to kill myself, that's when they decided that I should go check myself in for a 72-hour hold to get some counseling, get some help. So that's exactly what I did at 17 or 18 years old. I honestly don't remember how old I was. So I did that. Best day of my life. I got checked into the hospital and I was able to relax for the first time in my life. I was not responsible for anyone or anything else other than myself and my health. So, don't be afraid to get help, because it's way better if you get help and you live another day than to not get help and not make it through your temporary problem with a permanent solution. So, I have no idea what those icons are. Are those tents? Are those mountains? Oh no, those are giant mosquitoes. Now I can see what they are. Just like, yes, they do suck. They suck blood. All right, so let's go to Tara, right? When you tell a shrink anything, they want your guns. How would you get the thousands of dollars in guns back? Well, so here's the thing. Not all shrinks are the same. And that's kind of the whole point of Walk the Talk America, right? Because that, what do I call it? I'm going to look at the screen real quick. When they do their resources and they're doing the cultural competence classes, I don't know if they're going to be starting a directory that, sorry, I'm like trying not to pay attention. All right. So hi, Mike. I don't know if you were here earlier when I put up your thing, but I was mentioning the CVS Minute Clinic, and that people can look for that, because this is Mike. He is the one who has been watching me forever and a day. And so he throws out stuff for me from time to time. All right. So, that is, that's a loaded question right there. I'm not so sure. Do I have time for this? If my battery doesn't die, I'm already down to 25%. All right. Are you ready? This is not for children. If any kids are around, take them out of the room or just turn this off and come back and watch the replay. So, where do we go from here? Okay. As a child. No, dude. I need to leave this up because I have to look at what I'm talking about. As a kid, 8, 9 years old, I was sexually molested. Then, also, my mom was alcoholic. Then, also, my dad was a drug addict. Then, also, I was gang raped. Then, also, I was raped multiple times by upperclassmen. And that was all by the time I was 14. And so those were some things that made life a little bit hard for me to believe that I was worthy of anything. Because as a child, when you are molested by an adult, you feel like you've done something wrong because you know it's not right what they're doing to you. Yet as a kid, you're supposed to do what the adults tell you to do. So that's the first mind fuck, right? I don't like to swear much, but that really is messed up. And then on top of that, when you have parental units who are still stuck in their childhood and you're taking care of yourself. My parents were actually really great, and I just want to throw that in there. I know it sounds upside down and backwards, and it's kind of one of those things where my parents were amazing people. They just had substance abuse issues. I would not be here talking to you guys without my parents telling me that I am capable of doing anything. They didn't know the stuff that was happening to me, either at home or at school. And the reason they could not know that at home is because there were like 10 people living in my house at the time. So there you go, 2 Live Moo. Aren't you happy you asked? So those were kind of the things that made me think that I was not worthy of taking another breath, that no one cared about me, and I didn't quite know how to deal with everything. So there you go. That is my stressor that would cause me to be suicidal as a teen, and as a preteen, because it started when I was like 8, 9. So that's kind of it. So yeah, and that's the shortest version I could come up with this evening, and that's why I said no kids in the room, because it's not like it's definitely not PG. Well, that version actually is about as PG as I can get with it. So all right, sorry. So I'm actually laughing at Tara's thing, because not that they took her belt and shoelaces when she saw the shrink, but because she stepped out of a moving car because she didn't want to argue anymore. And I'm thinking, that is certainly one way to get out of an argument. I would not have come up with that one. And it's definitely one of those things also where it's just like, you know, that people don't understand where people's levels are. And this is why it's super important to read this. You are not alone and you need to reach out, because nobody knew I was suicidal when I was suicidal as a kid. Nobody knew all the stuff that I was dealing with. And if you're out there suffering right now, the truth is nobody knows. You think it's obvious because you know everything that's going on in here. But the truth is they do not. No one knows what's in here besides you. And so this is where it's super important that you need to be able to reach out. It doesn't mean that me as your friend can't call you and check in on you, but there's no way that I can tell what's going on in there. And hello, Sheila. Sorry. I'm like, I saw you say hi before, but we were in the middle of another conversation with all of that. So, all right. So, to Live Moo, now that you made me spill my guts, see how that is? And the sun has gone down. So, that must mean that I must be done. And I'm just wondering, I was thinking my computer's really bright if it's putting light on our sauna, but then I realized it's the kitchen light. And y'all can still hear the peacocks in the background. But anyway, so what's tonight's point? 1, suicide sucks. We need to talk about mental health with everyone. Gun owners need to talk about mental health with everyone. You don't know why someone is suicidal because, like I said, no one knew what was the matter and no one knew anything was the matter when I was going through all of that. If you're having problems, reach out to someone, whether it's 211, Walk the Talk America, doing a screening, mental health minutes from CVS or QPR Institute. Just read the pages or actually go and get some training. Because the other challenge is that there aren't enough therapists in the world currently. There are not enough people to take care of all the people that need help. So, you and I, at the very least, can do QPR training. I'm sure there are other things. Walk the Talk America may or may not have stuff. Or who knows? Maybe now is the time you're going to go back to school, go get your PhD, and you too can become a psychologist. So you can be nice versus a jerk. Because that's the other thing. Like Tara's example of having her belt and shoelaces taken from her. Maybe that's what she needed. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know all the situation. But we want to go places that we can feel comfortable. And if you've tried or counseling and it's totally sucked, it's okay. Try again somewhere else. Don't just give up because you went one place and it totally sucked. So that's it. I started to do a wrap up and then I lost my train of thought again because that's what I do because I'm a squirrel and I'm looking at sparkly squirrels. Yeah. So just tonight or just in general? Because I know online social media, I will type stuff furiously and I will delete. And then I will type more stuff and I will delete. And that's not necessarily a bad thing about social media because there are times when our brain and our mouth are not working at the same speed. Hence, when Two Live Moo asked about what was making me suicidal as a kid, you know, it's like, okay, how do we answer that question? So here it is on parade. Like, again, I need to see. This is the only thing about not being in my office where everything's much bigger. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay. Big hearts, mental health, find resources to refer, or if you need them, use them. All right, barbecue, are you on in 10 minutes at 9:30? I just want to know. Or maybe I'm just testing to see if you're still watching. There's that. I got nothing else. I'm pretty sure I'm done. This time for real. So, you all have a spectacular, wonderful rest of your weekend. I am going to go to bed. Oh, wait, you guys. Oh, yeah, you probably can't see them. We now have fireflies out, so that's always fun. So, have a wonderful, safe, fun, enjoyable, joyful, happy, educational, spectacular weekend. And G-Webs, you are welcome. And everybody else. All right, what bad day, bad life, exhausted. Okay. Those are yeah, these are all stressors and we all have them and we all deal with them differently. It is. And don't forget bad accident, trying to heal your body physically. When we are stressed, we do not heal well. So, Tara, I wish I was there closer. Maybe I could go and do something, but I don't know. I heard of a really cool therapy where this lady went to tag sales and would buy China patterns like for wicked cheap, and then she would take the China, smash it outdoors against a tree, pick up the pieces, and then put it together as a mosaic. So she would use her anger to smash things and destroy things. And then from the pieces of all of these different patterns, she would put together a pretty pattern so that she could do something that released her anger, smashing stuff, but then also creating something. And I see that that the peanut butter and jelly is just never going to go away. And that's all because I started that on podcast. But anyway, all right, y'all go see Barbecue's channel, 9:30. I am out of here because there may be, fireflies around here, but the mosquitoes are actually pretty brutal. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Feel free to comment wherever it is, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. See, I'm getting all professional. Like there's a stinking. Do you see him? See that they're trying to take blood from everywhere. And let me know in the comments, what are some other things you'd like to talk about? Oh, geez, Louise. Sorry. This is what happens when I read her stuff, right? Nearly crushed by a back box. Hydraulics failed, then heat exhaustion. That's a rough day, week. Like if all of that happened in just a day, that's a lot to deal with. So hopefully you have lots of different stress ways to deal with stress. There's lots of different ways. Ideally, preferably not drinking and drugs, but everyone's got their thing. Because I'm not here to judge, but find it is what you can do. Yes, Clover Tack. And by all means, catch the replay. Who was it? Moo asked? Yeah, so Two Live Moo asked why I was suicidal. So just be prepared. It's a little heavy in the middle. All right, y'all. Tara, I will talk to you later, hon. And everybody else, I will see you all next Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, because this is what I do. Oh, wait. And I have to do the plugging thing, right? Next Thursday, 7 p.m., I have my next interview with Carrie Ann Auclair, who is a DC project girl and an instructor. And that's going to be on this channel as well. Only for those of you watching on Facebook, just so you know, the instructor interviews are only on YouTube. So I will talk to you later, all.